You need three people to start a trust. You need the creator, what's called a grantor. You need a manager, what's called a trustee. You need a benefactor, obviously the beneficiary. When you have those three individuals, you have the legal ability to contract between the three for the benefit of the beneficiaries, kind of the whole point of the trust. Now, when we look into trust, you really have two categories of trust. Out of those, you've got revocable and you've got irrevocable. Revocable trusts are typically an anti-probate tool. That's great for that. So the way that this typically works, mom and dad, they grant their assets by being the grantor into the trust. They list you, the child, as the beneficiary, and they, again, are the trustee of the trust until they pass away, in which case it goes to the beneficiaries. But if we wanted to have an asset protection trust, this is how it typically works for irrevocable trusts. What would then happen is mom and pop would then be the grantor. They would grant their assets into the trust. You'd have a third-party trustee, typically you or another individual, that would be overseeing the trust, and then you would have grandkids or something like that as beneficiaries. This is a very common way to structure irrevocable trusts for asset protection. Then you've got the billionaire playbook, which is you have an attorney be the grantor. This is what's called a non-grantor trust. Then you have you or a third party be the fiduciary over the trust, and then you list, again, the grandkids or something like that as the beneficiaries. This is a very, very common trust structure. If you're trying to figure out what trust you really need, what benefits you're going to get out of a trust, or if it even makes sense to get a trust, go ahead and comment trust down below, and I'll let you guys know, and I'll send you my free blueprint.